Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. This is our Friday live Q&A day. So it's all about your questions being answered. So I hope you'll have some questions today. A quick announcement for my patrons. Our patrons only live event will be happening this evening at 7 p.m., 7 at 7 on the 7th month of this year. I'll be channeling the energy of Horus, Ra, and Isis, and its purpose is to help us to integrate these incoming ascension energies into our bodies, into our psychology, so that we're not resisting these energies. It's going to be a very exciting process, a lesson and a lesson and a opportunity for you to solidify your consciousness against the lowering of your vibrational consciousness from these energies. Wow. Anyway, I hope you'll join us tonight. If you want to become a member of my Patreon page, go to patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And for as little as $5 a month, you can participate in our monthly event as well. You can ask a question of your guides and angels once a month and have that answered as well. And it supports what we do here on YouTube and some of the other ventures we're supporting as well, such as our Underground Railroad, which is an organization that is helping with the disassembling of the child sex slave trade around the world. We're big supporters of that. And everything we get from all of our sources here goes towards a portion that goes towards helping that organization free these children from these very demonic beings that are on the planet right now. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Sunny. Hi, guys. I'm glad you're a supporter of Hour 2. Somebody sent me an email the other day saying that that was alleged that they were having some compromised conditions going on. I've delved in that, but I have not found anything to indicate that that is true at all. I think that there are really dark forces on this planet that are working very hard to keep humans stuck as just physical bodies. So that's what's going on. The proliferation of drugs, the constant mechanisms causing fear keep you stuck in survival. They keep you in your body in fear. So you can't, from that perspective of fear, awaken to your higher functions of your spiritual capabilities of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. There are levels to your being and your capabilities that cannot be developed from a fear state of energy. They can't. So they know this. These dark forces know that they keep you stuck in sensationalization, in fear. They keep you stuck in the senses of like drugs and intoxication. They keep you looking at the pretty sparkly things through the sexual objectification of men and women. Their whole focus is to keep you believing that you are just a little body and a little tiny personality, and that you need them to take care of you. That's what the whole function of this dark agenda is, to keep you in the belief that you have no power. But let me tell you something. Inside you is a power that is universal and is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. And you can get into alignment with it, and you can learn from it and grow from it and rise above the situations of the circumstances that are being propagated against you. Fear the air that you breathe. This is all nonsense to keep you in fear. It's not to liberate you, it's to keep you in a place of fear. So you believe that you're just a little body in a big universe. But let me tell you something. You're an amazing consciousness, a soul with capabilities far-reaching anything any man or government will ever be able to endow you with. You have these capabilities within you. And the goal of all the work that comes through me is to awaken humans to the reality that they are not just a physical body. You are not just the contents of your mind. You are a spiritual entity learning how to function as a creating intelligence, utilizing matter, time, and space as the ingredients for learning creation. And that's what it is in a nutshell. You are here to be free. You're here to learn to create. And freedom does not mean causing suffering to yourself or others. That's not freedom. That's horrible. Anyway, this is a question and answer day, and I'm glad you guys are here. So let's go. We're going to start off here and get into the questions. Hi, Chris. I'm glad you support them for sure. Is my dog across the rainbow bridge, or is she with me? She's hanging with you still. It's funny you use the rainbow bridge, but let me just say this to you: that animals do not leave their masters when the body ceases to function. They energetically stay in your presence. You know, there's a condition called phantom limb syndrome. It's called phantom limb syndrome, and it's well documented, especially in cases where people have lost arms and legs, where they can feel the arm or the leg still itching where there's no arm appearing to be there. And this wonderful Montreal doctor, Dr. Bob Beck, I believe his name was, who discovered that you could regenerate limbs on cats and dogs by putting a low-level amount of current into the severed nerves of a limb and just put generation. His theory was that the phantom limb syndrome was an indication that the actual arm as an energy is still there. The actual physical, the non-physical energy of the arm or leg or limb is still there. And that his whole pursuit was to figure out a way to reduce the frequency of that field back down to matter. And he did that through using a small electrical charge. And he did trial testings on cats and dogs quite successfully. Regrew limbs on cats and dogs again through this process. He was not allowed to do human trial testings because the CMA and the AMA refused to let him do this. So these invisible bodies that exist, so when your body ceases to function, you have an energy that is not of the body. So when the body ceases to function, your energy stays intact. So yeah, they're with you right now. And if you close your eyes and feel, don't think, feel their energy, feel them. You'll actually feel their energy. Encounter. You can train your awareness to perceive sensations of energy beyond the 5 physical senses. You can train your awareness to perceive beyond the 5 physical senses. Just as science has discovered ways of perceiving ultraviolet rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, subatomic particles that didn't exist, so too you can train your consciousness, your awareness, to perceive these non-physical animals of ours that leave the physical dimension. Our dog stayed with us for almost 2.5 years. She pops around from time to time to lick our toes or bark at us. We can actually feel and experience that. So yeah, they're with you right now. They always are. Death is simply a movement of your consciousness from the physical dimension to a non-physical dimension of consciousness. Anyway, I'm just going to let flow through what's flowing through because you're requesting it. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, there's a massive movement to stop you from connecting to who you really are. They keep you seduced by sounds and sights and smells and sensations. They keep your body overstimulated with fear or pleasure. They deliberately do this. They place chemicals in the air, chemicals in the food to create stress in your body, which keeps you stuck in the body. So the body gets sick and ill, and you think you're sick and ill. But let me tell you, when you start to awaken, and I highly encourage you to do this, to begin to awaken yourself to the realization you have a body, you have a mind, you are not the mind, you're not the body. These are instruments that you use. They will not be able to seduce you through sensation or manipulation ever again. When you realize, oh, they're just trying to keep me in fear, so I can't create anything new with my life, right? And they're doing it. They've been doing it. They did it with the jabbity jab. They did it with the whole thing that happened for that 2-year period, that thing that we cannot name without being censored, right? But they did it with that, and they terrified everybody, and they used coercion and force with everybody to get them in fear. Because as long as they can keep you in fear, you cannot awaken to what you are as a spiritual entity. You can't. If you're in fear, you're in the body. And fear is a survival mechanism of the body. And they know that if it can keep you in there, you cannot awaken these other faculties, these spiritual senses. So please, wake up. Coming to this channel, watching videos, sharing this information, liking these videos, subscribing to this channel, will facilitate getting people in touch with the information and knowledge that's coming through many channels on this planet right now. But from this channel, you're going to get information you will not find anywhere else, right? I have some pretty wonderful beings that work with me: Master Jesus, Buddha, Zarathustra, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Ascended Masters. They teach courses and classes through us. And we've watched people elevate themselves out of the most difficult and challenging situations to be free. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. But yeah, they're still with you right now. Oh, thank you for that badge. Really appreciate it. I'm a new medium myself and need some guidance with my own losses so I can help others with theirs. Mystic Vision, sign up for our upcoming masterclass. It's called Masterclass 102 Liberation. It's the mechanism that you can learn to acquire the skills necessary to release yourself from old memories and old emotions that keep you trapped in the body, right? They keep you trapped in the past. And you need to learn how to liberate those old emotions from the system so you become a clearer channel. Because if you're stuck in your body and you're stuck in your past and you're stuck in your fear and you're stuck in your anger, your guilt, and your shame, you're not in the present moment. And the information you're going to get is going to come through those old energies. You want to learn to live in the present moment. In our Masterclass 102, you learn, in fact, it's a requirement to learn how to meditate. We teach people, and we've had people come to the course that have never meditated in their life, and they said they wouldn't ever stop it or change it for the world. It gives you this feeling of bliss when you realize you are the authority over your mind and body. And the process of mediumship, for those of you that are interested in pursuing it, is best pursued from an energy of love and not an energy of fear. I do not recommend you try being a spiritual medium if you're going to live in fear or you're going to speak from fear. You want to speak from love. You want to allow the energy of love to be what you allow information to come in through love. You allow information to leave through love. And there's a learning curve you're going to go through, especially for those of you that are beginners. There is a learning curve you're going to go through, just like a child has to go through a learning curve to walk or to talk. You will have to go through a learning curve of learning how to tune into different frequencies of information. So be patient and be kind with yourself, because it is a skill that was suppressed and denied through childhood. In other words, the environment captivated you into the senses as children. So you got captivated by sounds and smells and touches and tastes. And then you got caught up in television and schools, and your attention was pulled completely away from who and what you are as a spiritual entity. Our Masterclass series is designed to take you away from the distractions of the world and put you back to your heart, back to the place of love within yourself, where you can begin to connect to the infinite level of information that's available to every single soul on this planet. Every soul can gain access to this wisdom and knowledge and information that is within you, right? It's not in the world, because if it was in the world, you'd have it already. But there is some of that wisdom in the world. Question from Amy. Any help or guidance for my oldest son? He's having episodes where he stops talking or repeats himself when he is stressed, and he acts almost drunk. Any guidance? I'm getting a strong, again, if there are certain substances that he's engaged in now, I highly encourage him to cease those substances, altogether. Artificial substances, caffeine, alcohol, any form of pharmaceutical drugs that could be impeding his cognitive function. I'm not a medical doctor nor a medical professional, but I have personal experience with medical pharmaceuticals when I was younger, as well as drug usage, alcohol usage, and other things that I was engaged in for earlier years in my life. But from a perspective of a mother, Amy, let me say this to you, that your thoughts and your emotions directly affect your children. And this is true for all mothers and fathers. Your thoughts and emotions directly affect your children. So the nature and quality of your thoughts will affect the nature and quality of your child's thoughts, especially when they're younger. It's not so much in effect when they're older, but that effect is still there. And I would highly encourage you to teach your son the practice of meditation, to teach him to operate his mind and body differently than he's allowing it. But surrender your fear. They don't have a lot of fear around this. Engage him with your love. engaging with your love. It can be really difficult when you see somebody suffering to not, oh my gosh. But that oh my gosh energy adds to something you don't want to create. It's okay, we're gonna resolve this, we're gonna heal this, we're gonna correct this. Right? That focus will put in a different energy into the mix. But please do that. Find out if he's engaged in there's a couple of new drugs that are now on the streets that are really basically turning people into zombies. And you got to watch what your kids are getting involved in, because much of what's going out there is teaching people sexual promiscuity, teaching people to not think or reason about things, teaching people to just go along with what I feel without thinking. Your emotions are not who you are. Your emotions are not who you are. They're energies that allow you to apprehend and comprehend specific pieces of information. But thank you for those beautiful birds. I really appreciate them. Yeah, sending you much love, Amy. It's going to be okay. Question from Abigail. Any positive message for me today, please, and thank you. Hang on. Yeah. The most important element that we can give to all of you, the most important element to consider that we can give to all of you, is to understand the sacred function of your breath. The sacred function of your breath. That the very act of taking your body and having it breathe, that very action of directing your body to breathe places you in the autonomous position of having direct authority over your own body and mind. The function of your breath, when you choose to use it deliberately, places you in the position of autonomy over both your mind and body. If you choose to assert the utilization of your breath over your body, the same process can be used to affect a level of constructive authority over your thinking mind and your emotions, the function of your breath. That is where you are asserting authority over your biology through the function of your breath. And you can simultaneously do the same thing with your mind. You can breathe into the mind and release thoughts and release emotions from your mind. The moment you assume authority over the breath of your body, you are taking direct authority over matter, time, and space by directing the body to follow your instructions. Your mind is likewise designed to follow your instructions, although you may have been trained to believe that your mind is something you have no control over, and we would simply tell you that is not true. You have absolute authority over your mind once you recognize that and gain the proper experience necessary to demonstrate that for yourself, which you will find through many of the videos and sessions that we have done through this one on this channel. You will find all the information to learn this, to apply this, to liberate yourself from both mind and body on this channel. You are not here to suffer, you are here to create. I got a question from Jackie. I just experienced a terrible loss. Why was my baby's soul not ready to stay here? Will it come back? Thanks. First of all, Jackie, I empathize, and yes, the timing was not quite right. Those that were involved, there's another person involved in this, their level of acceptance must be complete. This soul is coming to you both. Remember, it's coming to you both. The level of acceptance of really, truly, 100% wanting to be a divine space for this individual. Consider these words, that you are choosing to be a divine space for this individual. They're saying that they're very particular about the circumstances into which they're coming. They're very grateful that you are open and receptive to receiving them, and they will return again. It is important that the other parties involved, that they also likewise be willing to be that open space for them to fulfill their manifestation here, that you are an open and receptive space for that individual. Both parties involved as parents must be in this energy of consciousness, in that state of being. But yes, they will return to you. They're saying, please don't cry. There is no harm done to me. There's no harm done to me. There is no harm done to you. It is an issue of timing. It is an issue of timing. Be patient. I'm not going anywhere. Be patient. Be patient. Wow. I love that. Thank you, Jackie. Really appreciate that. How does a person heal from guilt? Hang on, let me get that one first. How does a person heal from guilt? This is on, because when Mom died, I have had tremendous guilt after that. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that. And again, first of all, guilt. Hang on, I'm just going to clear this banner away here. Yeah. Your mother wants you to stop it, by the way. She wants you to stop attacking yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. She wants you to stop attacking yourself. You are innocent. My baby's always innocent. Always innocent. So the feelings of guilt, in fact, any emotion that you feel lives in your body. That feeling of guilt, bring your attention to that feeling of guilt. For you, I'm being told that for you, that feeling of guilt lives mostly in your head. That feeling of guilt lives mostly up in your head. You have a little bit in the heart center just above it, but most of that guilt you have is living in your head. So what I want you to do, if you're willing to do this, if you're really willing to let your guilt go, if you're willing to surrender it, then do this. If not, then don't do this. So just become aware of the space that the guilt, this happens in our masterclasses all the time. People bring these intense energies they have, and they learn how to release them really easily. And you're going to do that right now if you're open to this. So feel the space that guilt occupies in your body. Just become aware of this space that it occupies in your body. Just observe it. Just observe where it is in your body. And now I want you to turn your attention to the guilt. Look at it very closely, but don't go into it. Just observe it. And then communicate these words. Very specifically, communicate these words to the sensation of guilt in your body. The words are very simple. And when you think or speak, you can do one or both. When you think or speak these words, think or speak these words as if you really mean them. And the words we want you to speak to your guilt is, no matter what I've thought or felt or believed about you, I am willing to love you, even if I do not understand you. I'll repeat that so you know it. Again, speak or think those words directly to the guilt. No matter what I've thought, felt, or believed about you, I love you, even if I do not understand you. And as you think or speak those words, be aware of how that energy of guilt shifts and changes. And then the next step is this. Turning your attention, keeping your attention on the guilt, and say to it, I'm willing to take full responsibility for you because I love you. I'm willing to take full responsibility for you because I love you. And just observe how that energy of guilt shifts or changes in your body. For those of you that are on TikTok, you might want to consider subscribing to my TikTok channel as well. If you have a specific question that you want to ask and we don't have time to ask that question, by all means, please use the Linktree link in my bio on my TikTok channel. If you're on YouTube, if you have a question that you want to prioritize, please use the super chat feature. You get a question prioritized very quickly that way. Yes, I know. I'm just scrolling down for questions here. Cheryl is asking, does my friend John still visit? Any message from him? He's saying he wants you to do a movie night with him. He wants you to do a movie night with him. I don't know if you guys did movies and stuff, but he wants you to do a movie night with him. He says he feels you all the time. He feels you all the time. He has not left your side. He feels you all the time. But he really wants you to do a movie night with him. Yeah. He likes it. He says if you wouldn't mind doing an action adventure movie, it'd be really fun. A real strong action adventure movie he'd really enjoy that. He says I can feel when you get the goosebumps, and you can feel the goosebumps when I'm with you. Yes, I understand. That's really cool. Hi there. I got that. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Again, have no fear. They've not gone anywhere. Be of a greater anticipation, right? Think of it as just the beginning. They're just letting you know that there's certain conditions that they need that's going to be required of both you and the Father. There's certain conditions of emotion and energy that are required for this individual to return into your world, and they will return into your world very easily. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Question from Rue Lorca. May I get a message from Master Jesus this morning? Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Hang on a second there. He wants me to ask you, why is it you do not rest in heaven? What do you mean by that? It is important for you to spend time in the stillness where you can hear me directly in the stillness, not in the pursuit of these things. He's saying that you're pursuing all this different knowledge and information. He's saying you need to spend time in the stillness. Spend time in the stillness. Get the body, get the mind quiet and still. He says, I am with you. I am with you all. If you can be in the stillness, be still, and you will know me. Wow, I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rue. I really appreciate that question. It's funny, Buddha says to me, he says, it's really important to understand that you cannot hear truth in a noisy mind. You can only hear the truth when there's nothing else to hear. when there's nothing going on. I find that quite funny, that you can only hear when there's stillness. He also says that that's the answer to the statement. What is the sound of one hand clapping? He said, if you make that consideration, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Your mind will create different ideas of what one hand clapping is. But the idea of only one hand clapping means something's happening and nothing is happening. Something is happening and nothing is happening. I find that really fascinating. If you consider or contemplate the idea of what is the sound of one hand clapping. Not what your mind thinks it is, but what is it as an experience? It means something and nothing. It's very interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just wondering if you can tell me. Let's see if I can go to this person here. Just scrolling over here. I'm just learning things on this chat. I'm realizing now I can actually mute people now. That's very fascinating. I'm just wondering if you can tell me if you see me getting into a house. If so, when? Hi, Cheryl. I think somebody else asked this question. It might have actually been, yes, I see that happening. But you have to let go of the fear around it, though. Like, you're afraid of not getting into a house. You've got to let that fear go. You have to surrender the fear. The energy of fear creates very differently than the energy of love. The energy of hope is fear. The energy of hope, by the way, is fear. Don't let anybody kid you. The hope for something, that's not fearless. That's got fear in it. Love is love, and it has a clarity of things happening. You want to surrender your fear that you got around the house. Surrender it. Don't have any fear about it, and it'll unfold within the next 6 months if you're willing to surrender your fear all the time. Don't surrender it now for 2 seconds and then get afraid again 2 seconds later. No, surrender it. It's going to happen. You need to get in that energy. In 6 months, I'm told, if you can stay in that place of fearlessness, in a state of love, gratitude, 6 months is what I'm being told as to when it'll happen for you. Someone's asking, message from my mom or my sister. I miss them so much. I lost my two best friends, Ma and Millie. Hi, Lena. Lena, can I ask you to do something? They want you to feel their presence. They want you to not just miss them, because you're not actually missing them. I mean, you think you're missing them, and I understand that that's uncomfortable when you believe somebody is gone. It's very uncomfortable. But when a person has a body that ceases to function, the soul that's there no longer lives in that body, but their soul still lives. So just take a moment, Lena, take a slow, deep breath and relax your body. Take a slow, deep breath and relax your body. Just do this. Just relax your body. And as you relax your body, what I want you to do is I want you to think to your mother and sister. Just think, come closer to me. Come close to me. I'm open and receptive to experiencing you. Just think that. And allow yourself to feel any changes that happen around your body. And that's going to give you an awareness. But just sense your feel. You might get goosebumps. You might get chill. You might feel the cool breeze. You might feel heat. You might feel pressure on your head or your back. But you'll feel what you feel in the way that they can get through to you is how you perceive them. Just let yourself be quiet and just think to them, come closer to me. And feel what you feel. And then share your experience in the comment section with other people. If you had a question answered and you experienced something from that answer, please share it in the comment section so other people understand that this is something that is a real thing. Question from Vijaya. Vijaya, I think it is. Hello, William. I've been seeing repeating numbers constantly for some time now. I don't understand. Please advise. A lot of people getting this right now. Your guides, your angels, the beings that are here to assist you on your journey of awakening can only get through to you at the level that you're able to receive them. And if the sequences of numbers, that's a very big one around the planet. You can train your brain to look for those sequences numbers as well. But when those sequences of numbers come up for you, pause, go to the heart center in your body and feel the energy that you're experiencing in the wake of perceiving it. So you perceive the numbers, the 1111 or the 3333 or the 1234. You perceive those numbers. Don't get caught up in the numbers, but feel the energy that's being received by you the moment you perceive those numbers. Feel the energy that comes to you. I hope that's clear, because that's what they taught me to do and to show others that it's the energy that the numbers are transmitting to you on a field, not the numbers themselves. The numbers themselves are just their way of getting your attention, but it's the energy that they're trying to communicate to you, the feeling that contains the information that they're trying to pass on to you. Very important you understand that, know that. Thank you so much. Any message from Dad about my daughter or my mom, please? I don't know why, but I'm being shown like a saddlebag, like a leather satchel or a saddlebag. Again, it's a saddlebag. It's like something. There's documents inside this thing. There are documents inside this thing. It's brown. It's very old. It's got like a bronze or a copper buckle bracelet circle thing on it. But it's something about the information, the documentation. Let them know the truth. There's a truth. There's a truth that they need to know. It's contained within these documents. Again, I don't know what these documents are. I'm just relating what he's presenting to me. But they need to know the truth of what's in these documents. I don't know what they are. But the satchel that I'm being shown, like satchel, saddlebag, it's old. It's not something, it's fairly old. And it's got documentation in it. Again, I'm seeing like a copper or a bronze circular symbol on it. I can't quite make out the detail. Of that. But he's saying that they need to know the truth. They need to know the truth that's in these documents. Right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where. Again, I'm seeing a floor. It's an old space. Something about the mother. Something about the mother that's connected to where these documents are. Floor, mother. But yeah, there's something about it. The documents are something to do with the mother and the floor. Again, that's what I'm getting for that right now. He says they do not need to be concerned. They do not need to be concerned, but they do need to know the information. But it's not cause for concern. He doesn't want them to be afraid. He just wants them to know the truth, right? Because the truth will set you free, right? So cool. Question from Abazia. My aunt is battling cancer. Any message for me from her higher self? I love her so much. Yeah. Yeah. From her higher self, again, make the journey pleasant. She wants you to make the journey pleasant. Yes. She knows your love is actually, yes. She's remaining because of your love. That happens a lot, right? People will stay in a body that's not going to last for too much longer. They'll stay in a body because they want to keep the people that they love happy. A lot of people don't realize that they do that. When you don't want somebody to leave, you actually hold them here. Let her know it's okay to leave. It's okay to stay. Let her know that it's okay. Whatever way she wants to go, you won't hold her. I went through a similar process with my father when he was lying, and he was in the process of transitioning from his body. And I remember saying to him as he was lying there, I remember saying these exact words to him. I said, "You do not owe me anything. You do not owe anybody else anything. You are free to go. I love you." Right? And literally 30 seconds later, I watched this spiral of sparks start to come out of the forehead of his body. And I literally watched his soul leave. My sister, Patty, was with me that day when that happened. It was pretty amazing. She was quite astounded by it as well. But to realize that just letting somebody go because it's their time to leave that body. The body isn't who the individual is. The body is just the vehicle they came to learn through. So again, with love and grace, Bazia, with love and grace. Do it with love and grace. Could you connect with my friend who passed recently? His name is Alec. Okay. Okay, yeah. What do you want? He wants to know, what do you want? Yeah. I'm good. I'm really good. I'm getting a second chance. I'm getting a second chance at this. Yeah. And ride the horse again. He said, I'm going to ride the horse again. He wants you to know that. He's coming back for another round. As many people do. A lot of people come back, right, to experience and gain experience. You realize how precious you are. Please understand how precious you are as a spiritual being. There are trillions of souls that would love the opportunity to come into this physical dimension. And you got in the line up and you got in, right? You get to experience creation. I love it. But yeah, he's coming back for another ride. Question from Lauren. It's Lynette. Is there a message from my parents who have passed, and have they made peace with each other? Wow, I'm being told to tell you that their anger was their way of making it easier for them to go on their own separate journeys. Their anger towards each other made it easier for them to go on their separate journeys. The essential love that we share is unbroken. The essential love that we share is unbroken. But we have each chosen different paths of creation now. They're going in different paths. Your mother's going somewhere, I don't know where she's going, but she's going way far off into another realm that I can't even sense or feel. It's just, she's gone. Your dad is coming back in. He's coming in for round 2. He's coming in for round 2. And a lot of people do that. You don't want, you realize in retrospect what you needed to do, and you do it. I've got a super chat here. Thank you, Trish, for that super chat. I'm writing to ask for a message for our friend Violet. I'm writing on her behalf and have her permission. Wow. So I'm being told that softness, it's really important. Surround yourself, your body, your mind with softness. I'm being like, wear very like silk and satin. You need to be surrounding yourself with softness. Sand, water, air. You need to surround yourself with softness. This is true in your mind. It is important to restore the softness in your thoughts. Your thoughts need to be softer. You need to make your thoughts very soft, very gentle. You'll find that this will alleviate the concerns. This will bring into the existing conditions what you've been seeking but not receiving. It is through the softness of things, the softness of thoughts, that I heard the word reconciliation will come about. And again, I don't know what the reconciliation is in relation to, but this energy of softness, like the clothes you wear, the food you eat, soft is really important for you right now. Thoughts that are gentle and soft, spaces, experiences. Softness is very important for you right now. Wow, Trish, thank you for that. And thank you, Violet, for your request. I love the feeling of that energy that they're trying to give to you. Yes. I'm being told the Archangel Shamuel, if you call upon their energy, you can receive a sensation of that softness. There's a vibration coming down through the crown chakra of your head. You can receive that vibration of softness. Very important to engage that. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Can you please tell me what is going on with my spiritual guides, please? They're asking me to tell you, you've got to pay attention to what's going on with you. They're saying you need to get yourself in order, in stillness, in open receptivity to us. You need to teach your mind to not chatter so much. It chatters and chatters. You're very demanding sometimes, and you need to be open to receiving what we are able to offer you. Be open to receiving what we are able to offer you that you can receive. It would make no sense for us to give you that which you did not need, even if you requested it. So do not think that we have abandoned you. We are simply waiting for you to be practical in terms of what you are able to receive from us, and be open to receiving from us what we are here to provide you with as you have requested this, right? Yeah, they're telling me to tell you also to take better care of your body. You need to raise the vibration of your body up a little more. Raise the vibration of your body up a little more. You can do that through grounding or earthing, some people call it. You can do that through proper hydration. You can do that through proper eating. There's different ways to raise the frequency of your body. I'm still getting woke up out of my sleep. Who this with the smell I can't describe. You're getting the smells too, eh? That happens to me so often. My wife and I were sitting in the living room, and it went on for about 3 or 4 days. I smelled this incredible smell. I didn't even know what the smell was, but it smelled incredible. So yeah, they're trying to, don't get caught up in the sensation of the smell. As beautiful they can be, because I've had smells that are just like, I've never smelled this before, and it's just mesmerizing. And they say, no, don't get caught up in the sensation of the smell. Feel the vibration that's being given to you, the frequency being transmitted to you to help shift your energy. So whatever those smells are, don't get caught up in the sensation of the smell. Feel the frequency of energy that's being transmitted to you, right? Smell is a frequency. Anyway, you want to feel the frequency, not the sensation of the smell, but the feeling of the smell, the energy that's being given to you from that smell is very important. Question from Radha. May I have a message from my brother who recently passed? Woohoo! He's celebrating. He's saying, I'm glad I'm out of that. I'm glad I'm out of that. I don't know what that is, but he's really glad. Yes. He wants you to feel his joy, the joy of his liberation. Be grateful, for I'm free. Be grateful. I'm free. I'm free. There are others here that I need. There are others here that I need now. Yeah. Rejoice. He wants you to rejoice for him. Like, rejoice for him. He's free from that suffering. Again, I don't know what he was involved in, but it wasn't the best of things for him to be involved in. Anyway, just know that he loves you and he's grateful for that. And thank you for asking that you could acknowledge his joy and experience that. Oh, wow, I actually got to the bottom of the question share. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to go over here. I'm going to take one more question from YouTube and one more from TikTok. Go with TikTok first? Okay. Question, does my adoptive mom have a message for me? Wow. She wants you to be assured of how deep and profound her love is for you. She wants me to stress the word how deep and profound her love is for you. That there are different understandings I have now. Different understanding I have now. But no, my love is profoundly strong for you right now. It is. Yes. She's going to be keeping a close eye on you. She's going to be keeping a close eye on you. Keep pursuing your projects. Keep pursuing your projects with the delight and joy you always demonstrated. With the delight and joy you always demonstrated. All your projects, whatever you're doing, do it with that. She's going to keep an eye on you while you do that. One more question from YouTube. Wow, you've got a few really good questions. Oh, you're very welcome, Trish. Question from Mary. I was given a name in a dream over and over. Can you please tell me who Jim is? Okay. So he's just telling me, he's saying, he's laughing, and he's saying that he wants you to be open to receiving. Be open to receiving. It's not about the man himself. It's about the energy. Be open to receiving this energy. You had a lifetime with him. You guys had a lifetime together. And he's stopping by to connect with you again energetically. To remember that. He said he wants you. Do you not? He wants me to ask you. Do you not feel what you feel when you hear my name? It is not about my name. It is about what we shared. What we shared before, and what we know that it still is now. Be grateful in that. This does not mean you have to make changes in your existing situation and circumstance. I simply wanted to reconnect, to remind you that this is true, that there is love, and there is love that goes beyond time and space, that there is eternal love. There is eternal love. I want you to remember that. Yes, your paths will cross again in another lifetime. Your paths will cross again in another lifetime. Well, thank you, Mary. I really appreciate that. What do we got going on here? One more time? Okay, one more time. So someone's asking, any guidance for me? Yes. Surrender your anxiety. I'm being told to tell you right now, surrender your anxiety. And there's a simple way you can do that. People, you really got to realize, you don't have to hold emotions in your body. You don't have to keep them stuck in your body. You need to release that anxiety from your body. You need to release it. And it's really simple. When you feel it, just breathe and release. And when you release an emotion from your body, release it with love and grace. Don't try to get rid of it. You want to release it with love and grace. You want to release the anxiety with love and grace. And approach your anxiety whenever it comes up. Say, I receive you with love and grace. I release you with love and grace. Don't attack your emotions. Don't attack emotions. Remember, most of the emotions people are feeling now aren't even theirs. Most people are feeling the emotions and the energy that's been projected into your minds and bodies from news, politicians, advertisers. They've been projecting emotions at people to make people feel and behave in very specific ways. And there's a simple mechanism for releasing those emotions. I highly recommend you come and sign up for our 102 Masterclass, which begins in about another 2.5, 3 weeks. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Sign up for this course. It will teach you how to liberate old emotions from your body. It will teach you how to release old memories from your mind so they won't harm you anymore. You won't lose the memory of it, but you won't have the emotions disturbing you anymore. You can release those from your body. Sign up for the masterclass. It starts in about 3.5 weeks. It's called 102 Liberation. Go to my website and do that. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. And remember, patrons again tonight, if anybody wants to join our patrons live event, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And it's a Patreon's only live event where we have the energy of Horus, Isis, and where's the other one here? Let me go over here. Horus, Ra, and Isis. And it's going to be how to utilize these incoming ascension energies and how to integrate them and how to use them to elevate your consciousness up. And that's going to be tonight at 7 p.m. on my Patreon's event. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. I hope to see you guys tomorrow at our meditation session at 10 a.m. Again, live here on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day. Bye for now.